this is it. And it's a kind of brief introduction to the presentation that I'm working on, which is on medals of the French Revolution. This is a large terracotta relief of a French revolutionary general by actually one of the leading sculptors of the French 19th century, Joseph Chinard. And this guy has a very interesting history. He trained as a physician, and then when the revolution occurred, he joined really the more extreme wing of the revolution, the Club des Jacobins. But then he eventually became, with sort of minimum military experience, he joined a local military. He was from Savoy, a local military unit. Eventually, he went up through the ranks and became a general, which was probably a mistake because he was, there's no question that he was one of the most inept revolutionary generals at that time. And he participated, or he was general of the Army of the Alps and then of the Army of the Pyrenees Orientales. And they were involved in some very important operations like the siege of Lyon, which, so Lyon had kind of, among some other cities, had rebelled against the rebellion, against the revolution, and was that rebellion in Lyon was put down violently, not by him. He actually tried to minimize what was happening, but by the representatives that were sent down from Paris, including Joseph Fouché, who instituted really a terrible reign of terror in Lyon. And in fact, they decided to raze the city to the ground after renaming it Ville Affranchie, the free city. And then he became general of the army that was besieging Toulon, which was the big naval base, which was being protected by the British. In any of these cases, he was replaced fairly quickly because he was not a terribly efficient general. But it's really the sculpture itself that's important. And I'll show you a few works by Chinard so that this doesn't go on. So this is a corresponding relief of another general whose identity is not really determined. And this kind of large terracotta relief was a common portrait medium. So this is another one, a portrait of a gentleman. These are all about 200 and some. Let me see, the first one was how many? 236 millimeters. So they're quite large. And this is actually Napoleon as first consul. But he also was a very prolific sculptor, and particularly a portraitist. And this is his very famous bust of Madame Récamier. And this is Josephine. And this bust was bought a few years ago by the Frick, so it's in New York. But you can see he was a very accomplished sculptor, much better sculptor than his subject was a general. That's it.